trust Zoom notification. We are on live stream right now, guys, and I welcome everyone to the demo day of InnMind Web3 Accelerator. I'm super excited because it has been the last 3 months of super intense journey together hand by hand with amazing founders of 5 Web3 startups building decentralized web solutions. And right now, we finally can present them to investors, what they achieved so far, what is the huge potential behind, and see how these companies envision their future development, roadmap, go-to-market strategies, and how they can help to make our market better. But before we go to the most exciting part, presentations of startups, I would love to give few words to investors here and let them introduce themselves. Maybe starting with Ankur from London Real Ventures. His first time in our demo days and pitching sessions. And Ankur, please tell us about your investment thesis and what are you interested in?
Sure, perfect. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. I had investments at London Real Ventures, and we actually provide a platform. We are the world's first media-powered investment firm. And so the platform consists of 5 million plus subscribers, about 1 billion views in content, and a multiple of crypto and non-crypto KOLs. So what we do is we provide a platform where founders can organically reach an audience where they get to share their passion, their story in their own words with their expertise. Our focus is on AI, blockchain, and metaverse. And we're looking to be here 10 plus years out. We're not worried about 10 months plus out. And so we're looking to really support quality projects that are here for the long run and who'll be the next bull run champions.
That's cool. And do you have specific criteria you're looking for?
Oh, well, look, I mean, it depends really on the stage of the company, right? Where they are in terms of traction, are they revenue generating? But that, again, it all depends on the stage they're in. Really, the focus is always on the team, right? What we see on a pitch deck is usually not what the product is going to be long-term. So really, do we have confidence that the team is going to be able to pivot and make changes where necessary? That's really where the focus is on.
Thank you very much for this brief intro, and I'm looking forward to see what would be your feedback regarding the startups that we'll present today. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And I want to invite Andrei Kosmach from Yellow Rock VC to give us a few words about your investment focus.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Nelly, and thanks for having me. It's a real pleasure to be here among such professionals. So yeah, just in a nutshell, a few words about Yellow Rocks, who we are. So basically, we're a Lisbon-based and San Francisco-based early-stage VC firm that invests in early-stage companies that are leveraging disruptive technologies. Where to be more specific, we're focused on 5 key industries, and those are as follows. First one is Web3, second one is future of work, and by future of work, I mean different B2B classic SaaS solutions powered by AI or some sort of disruptive technologies, so to speak. The third topic is tech, both B2B and B2C. Fourth one is gaming, everything around gaming, especially like infrastructure, cloud gaming solutions, and so on. And the last one is fintech. So currently we have like 14 companies in our portfolio. We plan to invest in 12 more. So our total committed capital is like $25 million already. So we plan to raise more. So currently also actively fundraising in the middle of something. And basically, our average check size starts from $200K and goes up to $2 million in some cases, depending on the stage the company is in, depending on the traction, depending on the product market fit, and so on. But normally our sweet spot, I must say, is like somewhere around 500K. So yeah, basically that's how we work. That's what we do.
That's great. And thanks a lot for giving us more information about Yellow Rocks. If I understand correctly, you are relatively new VC in Web3 specifics, right? Since you were investing previously mostly in Web2 companies. Does it affect a lot your investment approach? I mean, do you prefer more traditional view on the startups, like looking at their business models, revenue streams, etc.?
Yeah, of course, we pay a lot of attention to the traction, to the stage that the company is in, to the founders' performance, its previous to their previous experience, and so on. So we kind of have roots like from classic VC, so to speak, since our first fund was like totally devoted 100%, like it was totally devoted to the Web2 ecosystem. So we're kind of new in this sphere, and Web3 like makes only like maybe 30% of our portfolio right now. So it's not the key feature, but we're really enthusiastic about Web3. We truly believe that there is a lot of potential in this field, especially around like layer 2 solutions, blockchain, Bitcoin, DeFi 2.0, and many other applications. Yeah.
Got ya. Thanks a lot, Andrei, for elaborating this, and good luck with watching the pitches today.
Thank you.
I want to invite another investor, Isa Zhang from MEXC Ventures. And you know that MEXC is quite a fast growing tech. So Isa, would you like to tell a few words about MEXC Ventures?
Hey guys, Isa, I'm the investment manager of MEXC Ventures. As Neil said, we are the investment arm of MEXC Global Exchange. Our exchange covers 10 million users around the world. Recently, we are doing really well in Turkey and Korean market. And as the investment department of a centralized exchange, we do offer more value to our portfolio projects, like listing support and marketing support. Yeah. And myself is more.
Yeah, you are breaking up. Isa, are you still with us?
She's left.
Okay, seems her internet connection is not very stable. So I hope that she will rejoin soon. I also seen the message from Newman Capital and InnMind Ventures saying that they are watching it right now live, but for some reasons they can't connect to Zoom. So if you're watching us live, guys, welcome, and we will follow up with you after this stream to collect feedback about startups and introduce you to those that you want to follow up with. And Abdul, let me know, are there any other investors here inside the Zoom whom I did not have give a word? Isa, are you back?
I'm back. Sorry, guys, I'm traveling, so the network is not stable. Yeah.
No worries. You just stopped when you tried to elaborate on your specific focus of investments.
Okay. Myself is more focused on data-related projects, roll-ups, and gaming. Yeah, that will be it.
Okay, great. I hope your connection will be stable enough to hear all the pitches clearly.
Yeah, hopefully. And it's really exciting to be here and looking forward to learn more about our great projects.
Thanks a lot, Isa, and thank you for joining us. Okay, Abdul, let me know, did I forget to give a word to anyone?
I think all good for now. I think Aaron from InnMind Ventures said that he will shortly join. So maybe once he is back, maybe we can make an introduction. But for now, I think let's start up with the pitches and continue it.
Okay, thank you, Abdul. And let's start with pitches. The first one I want to introduce is Oleg Kurchenko, CEO at Binaryx. So Oleg, are you ready to share your screen? And I see that you have two connections, right? From computer and from phone.
Yeah, absolutely right. From computer and from the phone. So today I will share my screen from the phone from the computer, but you will see me from the phone because I have like some problems with camera here. So let me know if you see my screen well right now.
Yeah, we see it very well, so you can start now.
Okay. Hi everyone, guys, and thank you so much for invitation. And I'm really glad to be here. And thank you so much for InnMind for such great pitch sessions and their acceleration program. Because one of the best accelerators where we participate. And I would like to start sharing information about my project and what we are building with my team. It's the history. The history is because I know that a lot of projects is fucked up with the tokenization, and I fully understand why it happens, because the main reason in all that story was the legal compliantly model. And we from our side start working on tokenization since 2019. And in 2019, we start looking for a proper legal framework. And we have tried a lot of different mechanisms before we found ours. I will tell you a little bit more about it today. And currently, and we start also as a centralized exchange with possibilities of tokenization for small and medium enterprises. But in 2022, we made pivot and right now making a platform that allowing to people invest and manage digitalized real estate globally with global compliant legal model. And we're building the marketplace where we're placing the residential real estate. Why residential? Because we see the really great potential in it, because people right now traveling more, they working remotely, pandemic driving the remote remote work acceptance in the world, and people would like to live in a better places. So this is the reason why they would like to buy that property or at least invest in it. But cost of buying of the property for the last 10 years was increased for more than 100%. And we understand that more than 400 million retail investors currently struggling from the inflation, recession, they have lack of funds for purchasing the property. And we see that is the high entry threshold problem on the market for retail investors right now is most biggest problem in the world, because the real estate investments is most sustainable investment in the world that can increase the net worth for any individual, but not any individual is allowed to use to invest to the real estate. So from our side, we understand that we can solve that problem by creating the marketplace where people easily can buy the property in the different locations across the globe and invest in it from the $50. And from the perspective of using the blockchain technologies, we solving a huge amount of the problems like assets liquidity and the possibility to get your capital from the property if you would like to sell it fast. We're solving it with DeFi technologies, and we understand how everything this works because we have a really great analytics inside of our team who understand that topic really well. From one side, this is platform for investors, and from another side, we create a platform that allows to any property owner, property agency, or property developer sell their property to the audience with whom they cannot work before, and that increasing the making the range of audience with whom they cannot work, with whom they can work wider, and that brings to us the possibility to make that our platform and product, because we are using the leverage as our partners to make the tokenization across the globe. And also, what regarding the globally legal compliant framework, what we are using, our main discovery through our researches was the Wyoming DAO LLC. Wyoming DAO LLC is the new type of entity what was created in the United States, Wyoming State, in 2021, in the middle of the year. And the main difference between the DAO LLC and the regular LLC, that is, DAO LLC is have the in operational agreement, we need to put this address of the smart contract to the DAO LLC, and the relationships between investors right now and the shareholders in the DAO LLC is managed by the smart contract. This is invention what was invented in Wyoming State in the middle of 2021. We see right now acceptance of the other states right now also accepting it, and from our perspective, we selling each property on the separate LLC, and that allow to people combine themselves to the DAOs and manage by that properties by themselves, and that bring in the tokens to utility side and not security side. This is one of the most greatest things what we have discovered and what we have realized. And from our perspective, what we're trying to do right now, we're trying to build most really mass adoption product, because currently we allow to our users, customers, invest to the properties really easily with crypto or fiat by using the blockchain technology and log in not just with MetaMask, but log in with the social media. And we are creating the wallets, blockchain wallets for them on the go, and they receiving the fully access to their money too. So we create a platform where people can easily invest, claim their profit from their property where they invest. And right now we are solving another big problem, how to sell property and how to make it liquid. And we create a specific mechanism of automatic market maker for it. But if you're interested in it, just ask me a question after the presentation. Right now I need to move forward and let you know how the tokenization processes looks like. During the tokenization process, we're working with the legacy companies who know how to do their business, and we attracting the partners from the market, partners such as auditors, legal companies, and management companies who allow to us scale our business faster and make the representations of our platform on the other locations. We just delegate that part of job on them. We don't want to build it inside, but from our side, we're building the technology that making everything is transparent, and we're making it everything on the blockchain. From the business perspective, we have three really great streams of revenue. The first two is initial tokenization and secondary market transaction commission is the fee from transactions. And we have recurring revenue stream from commission from the rental payments. Each property that generates the rent, we take in our commission from that rent. About the team who are behind that project, few words about myself. I have 12 years of experience in software development. Since 2016, I am in crypto, and I have few investments into the big companies with more than 1.2 million user base. And I have been co-founder of Unchained Fund. This is humanitarian fund, what has attracted $2 million from Vitalik Buterin, $5 million from New York community, and totally we raised $10 million and helped more than 400,000 people around in the Ukraine when the war starts. During that, we have also our good team members. I already mentioned about Chief Analytic Officer Andrew Machiavelli. He is really deep in DeFi. We also have guys from the big companies, and Andrew and Levi. They participate into different companies in Silicon Valley, and they have experience to work in the big companies such as Samsung and Lenovo. And the lack of experience in real estate, we are covering by attracting the really great advisors inside the team, and they helping to us make our business in a proper way and understand better what is business rules on the market right now. Because from our perspective, we just bring in the solution for the real estate market players and investors, and we don't want to ruin it. We just want to make it more simplified, and we would like to solve the really important problems that right now we have on the real estate market. Since we already working on a product about 1 year, we already have first properties sold on the platform. We started in March, and currently we're selling the second property. From the first property, we attract almost 200 investors in the property, and more than 1K customers pass the KYC. Currently, the amount of the investors is more than 400, and the amount of verified customers is about more than 1.5K. The return rate of the customers is about 40%. So the 40% from token holders who invest in that property also invest in our second property. And I think this is like really great, because that's instrument what people are requiring, and that's instrument what motivating them to use it each month, and they can invest to their real estate on the monthly basis. Until end of the year, we plan to tokenize 29 properties and reach about 10K investors. Currently, we successfully closed pre-seed stage, and we are on the seed stage at this moment, and we attracting right now 1.5 million with valuation of 17 millions. And we are looking for our investors. We are looking right now for the seed investor who has a lot of experience in fintech, Web3, or property technologies, and that we will help to us to make the coverage and expansion on the market. From that perspective, we plan to make a collaboration with exchanges, wallets, financial applications, neobanks, and etc., and plan to bring to their audience possibility to invest to the real estate. Already we launched the referral program and community programs. Right now we also making negotiations with few real estate agencies and brokers to incentivize them to work with our platform and start working with the audience with whom they cannot work before. And we have success case right now. We are on board in one of the agencies, and we plan to build the Binaryx Academy, where we will explain to our customers what to do and what benefits they will get from investing with Binaryx. We fully understand the market, and we looking on our competitors, most of them tokenizing their own properties. And we see that it's like that market is not new, and we have the competitors who have more than 100 million in real estate tokenization. But we understand that there is a really great demand from the agencies and developers, and they would like to tokenize their properties too. So from our side, we're building an infrastructure that will help to them to do that, and we allowing them to work with the different locations, because our legal model is allowing us to do that. And we bring in the DeFi to that sector. And from our perspective, what we are doing, we're creating the platform that will allow to us to be sure that it's like investing to the real estate is not effective in traditional way, but it's effective with tokenization. And I fully understand that we can achieve it for sure with our team and with our perspectives. And we already have designed for great mechanisms such as automatical market maker and many ideas in the front. So I will be glad to answer on your questions. That's all from my side right now. And thank you so much for the attention.
Yeah, thank you, Oleg, for your presentation. And let's switch to the questions from investors. Anchor, do you have questions about Binaryx?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the presentation. So look, with any marketplace, two-sided marketplace, the issue is always how do you service both sides, especially as you're starting, and then you layer in real estate and tokenizing that real estate. What's it been like trying to get the supply and the demand, and what's the kind of plan going forward with it?
Okay, currently we have, I will be honest with you, because the supply side, it's not a problem on the real estate. Demand side is more important, because there is a lot of entrepreneurs who would like to sell their properties, and if they would if they will see that there is a possibility to sell the property really fast without any problems with tokenization or any other instruments, they will come to us and we'll do it. So from our side, we understand that we need to solve the issue of the demand side. So, and currently we successfully test our first hypothesis working with Web3 audience. And we understand that it's like not so effective for us and for this product. but and we attract about 70K community in Discord, Twitter, and other social media, and we see that audience is not really good from this perspective. But what we are doing right now, we're switching our attention to Web2 audience. We're rebuilding the user flows that allowing to us onboard that audience really fast, because we allow to them make the authorization with social login. We allow them to pay with fiat money, with bank transfers, credit cards, and other type of payments. And that bringing us to the one niche with the players who already making the who making investments to the real estate by fractions, right? This is a not new market, I will be honest with you, but almost all those players is not using the blockchain technology, and that is stopping them to solve really important issues from the perspective when they will be not able to work with the liquidity and solve the liquidity issue. So from our perspective, we're answering on your question. We are working right now with our second hypothesis. We onboard Web2 audience on our platform and building the sales department. And we understand that it will help to us to achieve our results.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you have any other questions?
Well, I think just in order to respect time, if Ankur will have other questions, we can always connect you afterwards and you can discuss it privately. I want to give a chance to Andrei to ask a question from Yellow Rocks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for this marvelous presentation. I think this is a really good idea. Well, despite the competition that we're currently having on the market, like a lot of companies are trying to enter, the DAO ecosystem in terms of real estate right now. There are a lot of companies out there, well, apart from those that you've mentioned in your but still, my question is, I think my question concerns actually your security, since you've mentioned that everything is run by DAO, and DAO is run by a smart contract. So to speak, like smart contract is the CEO of any DAO, as you can see, because like any. So, and this is the bottleneck. This is the problem, that any smart contract can be hacked and can be exploited. So how do you tackle this issue? How do you tackle this issue of security? I mean, like,
yeah. Actually, what you mean? What you mean about hacked and exploit? You mean the tokens on the wallets can be hacked? I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm not sure it can be hacked. The smart contract that is owning the company, if it will be hacked, it's never reflects on the people behind it, because the tokens will be on their wallets. And from that side, actually, it will. I need to explain to you a little bit more detailed how everything is connected with company, how it's connected with the government, because it's official type of entity, and in the operational agreement there is a address of the smart contract, and smart contract is owning the funds just before the property is purchased. I mean, like, how the process of tokenization looks like. Let me show to you this slide. First of all, for example, you have a property and you come to us, you list that property, upload documents and photos. Then we make an audit for that property. And just on the step number 3, we issue the DAO LLC and issue the smart contract for the DAO LLC. And people start investing in the DAO LLC, the funds. So when they invest and collect the funds, that funds will be transferred to the property owner, and the ownership will be transferred with our legal company. So the funds will go to the property owner directly. And this is just one moment when the funds is on the DAO LLC. I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, so regarding
when the funds are transferred to DAO LLC in this very moment, there may be a vulnerability. You see, because the amounts can be stolen once they are not if this is a direct transfer to the seller of the real estate, then it's okay. No problem with that. But if
it's direct one.
You have the intermediary, intermediary in terms of DAO, intermediary in terms of anything like some sort of an escrow account, or maybe something that is done by DAO, there may be vulnerability in that very moment. It's for a short time, definitely, but there may be. I
will tell you this by the next way. You as an owner, you're receiving the money directly from the smart contract, but the legal company who are transferring the ownership from you to the DAO LLC have just one button, is unlock the claiming of the funds. So that will allow to you claim funds directly from the smart contract. And for us to be sure that ownership is transferred to the DAO LLC, because we have legal company who are doing it for us.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's way how it works.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Okay, you can think it over, Andrei, and if you will have more questions, we are happy to connect you with Oleg afterwards to follow up.
Thank you. No, I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. Isa, do you have questions?
I just want to ask, how's this round going so far? Do you have any committed investor at this time?
Yeah, actually, we have 100K raised and 200 commitments after we receive the lead investor. So right now we are looking for a lead investor.
Are they traditional funds, or they also have Web3 or crypto?
No, 100K was raised from our strategic partner. It's Ava. They building the Web3 product. The other funds and the private investors is also connected with crypto, not traditional.
Sounds great. I just want to double check with you. So this round is 1.5 million.
Absolutely.
How's the valuation?
17 million.
70. Okay. And the token, is that a token round, or you are raising equity?
Token plus equity.
And the ratio is 1:1.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you. I don't have more questions at this time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Isa. Let me know if you want to follow up with Oleg afterwards. And I saw that in the middle of your pitch, Oleg, Aaron Kern from MEXC Ventures also joined our Zoom session. Aaron, did you have a chance to understand the pitch of Binaryx? And do you have any questions?
Yeah, I had a good chance to listen, and really well done. Great to hear the story. I don't have any specific questions. I think most of the low-hanging fruit there was already picked, but yeah, excited to have heard the pitch, and yeah, we'll definitely circle back offline.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And I think the last question I can take from investor who is watching us now on YouTube and messaged me in PM asking if there are any disputes regarding properties, how will DAO LLC help in the real world?
What mean the disputes?
There is no clarification in the question, but
unfortunately,
maybe disputes between the owner and the purchaser of the.
Okay. I understand. Fully. Yeah. So how we plan to realize that, and what we plan to do. There is traditional way how DAO is operate. Will be the governance smart contract that is. That will allow to any person from the DAO create his proposal, and to other people vote for this proposal. And when they will reach the quorum, the proposal will be accepted and implemented by the partner or by the platform or like by the, like Oracle, who it means in our side, this is the management companies, legal companies, or audit companies who making their business and helping to property to manage the property. So everything is worked by the smooth way how already DAO works. And I hope I'm answering on your question.
Yeah, I think you answered pretty well. And if there are more questions, we are always welcoming investors to reach us out for introductions with Binaryx and other teams here. Thanks a lot, Oleg. You can stop your screen share right now. And by the way, I also received a comment in the messages that one of your QR codes on the slide leading to the marketplace is not really working.
Okay, so we will check. Thank you so much.
Yeah, check it later
Thank you so much.
And we can add or ask us if you need any links from Binaryx, ask InnMind team. Okay, moving next. Second startup presenting today, Brass Synergy. And we have two co-founders who will be presenting together, Brad and Ryan. Are you ready, guys?
I am. Nelly, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Or maybe, you know what, Brad, if we can make a 1 minute pause, and I saw that we also have a couple of more investors joining us throughout the way. I think Shreya was here. I saw her nickname, but I don't see her anymore. Maybe she's used some internet troubles. Okay, sorry for disturbing the process, Brad. We can go on for sure. And the microphone is yours. I shut up.
Perfect. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Brett Butler, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Brass Synergy. What is the one thing that separates good from poor businesses? It's people. When you think about it, being able to attract and retain top talent is essential. And this is never more important than it is right now, because the industry as a whole does a poor job of vetting people. 65% of companies and candidates will misrepresent their profile, putting the other party at tremendous risk. Maybe you've experienced it firsthand with your portfolio companies that are looking to hire. They find a candidate that they love, only to find out that they weren't at all like what they represented. This is because the hiring process is slow and localized and inefficient, taking weeks and thousands of dollars to be able to interview and onboard a viable candidate. Also, the world as we know it is changing. By 2027, over 50% of the US workforce will be freelancers. So much of the top talent are on these platforms, yet they have several issues, like not allowing people to pay in cryptocurrency, charging exorbitant transaction fees, and taking weeks to be able to pay people. We knew there had to be a better way. At Brass Synergy, we're creating the premier vetted Web3 talent ecosystem that allows talent and freelancers to be able to transact with confidence and build a digitally verifiable on-chain resume. For companies and founders, we allow you to source talent globally, cheaper, faster, and more securely. Imagine any time you go to be able to hire someone, with the click of a button, you know everything about their background, their work history, their references, as well as an example of their work so you can make a better decision. How much time, money, and peace of mind would that give you? That's the future that we're creating with Brass Synergy. In terms of the platform itself, we wanted to address many of the issues that we experienced firsthand, which is why we charge 0% transaction fees for freelancers. We have incredibly competitive placement fees. We also allow people to pay in both fiat and crypto, and we allow freelancers to be able to import their previous work to be able to start the platform with a history. But most importantly, every single person that's on our platform is going to be independently vetted prior to joining. And then when they join, they're given a dynamic reputation score that's based off of platform engagement, reviews and recommendations, industry knowledge, and wallet health, which provides us a check and balance system. Because as users improve their reputation score, their NFT and profile evolve, giving them access to exclusive benefits and creating an unparalleled user experience. In terms of the opportunity in the market, we see this as massive. With both Web3 and freelancing converging, representing over $100 billion. The way we plan on capturing that is a very simple business model, which is a membership subscription with additional add-ons. In terms of potential revenue, this represents a potential $165 million for us over our first 5 years. And we even have a custom machination simulation that goes through and outlines all the assumptions we made to get to those numbers. In terms of our core team, we have extensive experience. We've all been in crypto and Web3 since 2015, working as freelancers, advisors, and full-time team members, as well as hiring and building teams in Web2 and Web3. Our CTO has had 2 successful exits, and our CCO has worked with some of the top companies in the space. Also, our advisors have built and scaled multiple 9-figure market caps and are helping us every step of the way. But truthfully, the inspiration for this actually came out of a rug pull. Early on, Ryan and myself were investors in a project that we later joined the team of, and we built it from the ground up, only to see the founder run away with the funds. Now, this was a story that we heard countless times, and we kept on asking ourselves, why is there not a platform that connects people, empowers and creates opportunities, and operates with transparency and trust? And from that, Brass Synergy was born. Now, in terms of the competitive landscape, we understand that we're competing in both Web 2 and Web 3. Where we see ourselves distinguishing is quite simply, we pay our freelancers more, quicker, and in crypto as well as fiat. And most importantly, every single person on our platform is independently vetted. In terms of our traction thus far, we currently have 3,500 top-rated Web3 freelancers on our waiting list willing to test the platform when it's live. We also have 12 businesses that have agreed to be early adopters, and we've accepted to pitch at the Global Blockchain Congress event in London next month. Finally, we've already started building our platform, which my co-founder Ryan is going to walk you through a demo following this presentation, so you can see where we're at this point in time. Currently, we're asking for $2.5 million via SAFE with the token warrant that we're going to use to be able to build our platform, as well as our minimum viable community, and translates to over $1 million in revenue over the next 18 months. The way we plan on executing, we've broken it down into some key phases. Right now, we're working on building our minimum viable community, and that's really centered around a custom Discord bot that's allowing us to build a massive repository of Web3 talent, freelancers, and jobs that we're leveraging to get exclusive partnerships with various communities. From there, once the alpha and beta versions of our platform are live, we're going to have a limited edition NFT sale to onboard early users so that way we get their feedback throughout the entirety of the development cycle. And then once the platform's fully live, we have several things like events and other things planned to scale from there. So I've provided the estimated community size at each of those key steps throughout our roadmap, so you can see how we plan on scaling over the next several months. With that, I'll kick it over to Ryan to be able to do a quick platform demo, and then happy to answer any questions you have. Ryan?
Thanks, Brett. All right, guys. So as Brett said, my name is Ryan. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Brass Synergy. And let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Yes,
Excellent.
we can see it.
So this is our homepage here where basically people will be able to like, comment, and repost. As you can see down here, we have a user here that has a blue check mark. This is something that somebody will get once they go through our KYC process and they get verified. You can also click on their profile name and you can learn about them. So you can message them directly once you're connected. You can remove a connection. You can see their NFT level, which would be dynamic, as Brett spoke about throughout the presentation, based off of wallet health, education, engagement on the platform. You can learn about their experience. And eventually we're going to have the digital portfolio on here. So if they're coming from like an Upwork or a Fiverr, you'll be able to click onto that and see their past work history. We also have the job board here. This is where they'll be able to go through. And as you can see, we have a couple of jobs already here. We'll be able to see the full-time, part-time, the responsibilities, the pay. We also have the job marketplace where you'll be able to go to and see services that people are offering. Right now, we have the ability to filter by price and revision. And eventually, we're going to have reputation score, since that is the main driver of our platform. Here is the network section where you'll see where people will be able to want to connect with you. I just accepted all mine. That's why mine is blank here. We have the messages section where you can see where you can instantly connect with somebody, have a message going back and forth. Eventually, we're going to add tabs down at the bottom where you're going to have also orders and services. So if you have services that you order from somebody, or you have your own things that you've freelanced out to people, you'll be able to see all your communication in one area, making it very simple for the user to keep all the communication in one area. Up here, you have the profile area. This is your individual profile, where you'll be able to change your picture, update information about yourself, as well as see any type of recommended users. Up here, we have an analytics area. So as time goes on, because this demo will be changing day to day as the CTO continues to build it out, we do want to have robust analytics so people can see how much your profile is being viewed. It'll also help engage with them with other people that are like-minded in the same type of job space. And lastly, up here, you have where you can be able to copy your address if needed or disconnect your wallet for whatever reason. And you can switch between light and dark mode. I happen to be a dark mode type version, so that's why I have it like this. And with that, guys, if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Perfect, guys. I really enjoyed the presentation, and let's see what investors have to say and to ask you about. So who wants to be first? Maybe Ankur, do you want again to ask a question?
Sure. Yeah, love to ask questions. Thanks a lot for the demo and the pitch. So in terms of investment, obviously capital is important. Is there anything else that you're looking for outside of capital from an investor?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of major things right now, because we understand that we're creating a network. The idea would be to have strategic partners as well. So where we see this being mutually beneficial is if you came on board and you had portfolio companies that were looking to hire, looking to be able to expand, we could have those cross-pollination of communities. That being said, we are open to a combination of angels, family offices, and VCs, but we're looking for more than capital. They could be crypto focused, they could be Web3 focused, because we wanted to try and create a platform to where we could attract top Web3 talent, but also provide a gateway for Web2 users into Web3.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ankur. Aaron, do you have questions for Brass Synergy?
Yeah, I guess I'm curious what you guys like outside looking in. I would think the biggest problem you'll run into is probably just like scaling the demand side. But I'm curious, like on your end, like what do you think are the biggest hurdles on like the go-to-market side, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the biggest hurdle that we have right now is the current marketplace and the regulatory climate, because you have a lot of projects that are looking to be able to build right now, and a lot of people that are looking for jobs, but there's simply not a lot of capital out there to be able to hire. So the way that we're getting around this is actually that Discord bot that I mentioned, where the idea is that we're working with projects, we're working with other communities, as well as other sources to have this massive repository of data. So that way, when capital is flowing, those opportunities are filled. And then the other thing that I would say is that in the future, we've talked about being able to potentially implement a utility token on the platform. And just given the regulatory climate right now in the landscape, it's something we're putting on the back burner, because we imagine that over the next few years, we're going to have some insight and some guidelines. But right now, we could be able to have a platform that already has users and revenue generating. So if we go through an IDO or an ICO at that time, we're much better positioned for the speculative investor as well as somebody that's on our platform. So that way there's utility for the token on day one. So I hope that answers your question.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. It was really good question. Isa, do you have question to Brass Synergy?
Yeah, really great project. I'm just curious, like how the scale score of users are calculated. Are they like do it themselves, or the platform will, give them score based on their experience?
Yeah, so I just want to understand, because I think you broke up a little bit. Are you saying the scoring, or when you're trying to be able to price an offering, or both?
Yeah, I mean, how is the score of the users are being calculated?
Yeah, it's about scoring system, Brad.
Okay, yeah, perfect. It broke up a little bit on my end. So the reputation score is going to be dynamic, and truthfully, we have insight of how we want to be able to format it. But one of the things that we're really passionate about is getting feedback from the community. So we know that we want to have these 4 main areas in terms of having a combination of platform engagement, reviews and recommendations, industry knowledge, and wallet health. But the weighting will be dynamic and it'll be decided by the community. So we'll start with kind of general parameters of how we think users are going to want it to be weighted, but we're willing to be able to make those adjustments throughout the initial development cycle. So for example, if users say, we think that the most important thing, it needs to be reviews and recommendations, because what's most important is getting the top talent. We need to be able to respond to that and be able to pivot, unlike some other platforms to where it's a little bit more rigid, but we also know that we need to give them general parameters. So it'll all be mathematically calculated and weighted differently, and happy to kind of go into detail on a future call of the specifics of that, because we have a full technical specifications document built out, but general answer is it'll be weighted and then open to the community's feedback throughout.
Yeah. Isa,
Thank you
any
so
more
much.
questions?
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, Isa. Andrew from Yellow Rocks, do you have questions?
Yeah, first of all, thank you guys for this brilliant presentation as well as for the demo. I really enjoyed it. Do really appreciate what you're doing. My question is this: how do you guys actually stand out of crowd? I mean, in terms of competition, could you be more specific about the competitive environment right now? I mean, like, what's the secret sauce of your solution right now? You've mentioned the scoring system. You've mentioned all those parameters that you've already implemented in your platform, like, like the scoring system itself, the interface. You showed us your interface, a lot of features that you already implemented. I mean, but is there maybe some sort of secret sauce in all this?
Yeah, so there's a couple different things. The biggest one, truthfully, is the fact that everybody is vetted. And the reason why we started developing it this way is our vision was we wanted to create a platform that was basically dictated by freelancers, because we know that in any marketplace you have that flywheel of getting freelancers with founders and businesses that would get those services. And what they said is that the biggest issues that they have with these larger platforms is that they don't have the flexibility. And that could be everything from a CRM, they have to use alternative platforms. So that's in our roadmap. The fact that, especially in Web3, a lot of projects are trying to pay in tokens. You can't. Being able to make sure that everybody's vetted, because we all only have 24 hours in a day. And if we could just eliminate or minimize the process of going through a conversation and being able to waste hours of time and work to not get paid, those were the specific things where we could attract those top freelancers. And then from a job standing, really what they wanted to do from a company side is streamline the process and be able to make it cheaper and more effective. So really our main value proposition is the fact that we're doing a lot that the bigger competitors are. We're just doing it cheaper, faster, and more securely, as well as the fact that everybody is vetted and you're able to have a little bit more control over it, because these bigger companies, they're fantastic, but because they've gotten so big, it takes them a long time to be able to pivot. So again, we've got a massive document of about 60 pages where we went into a full deep dive document of both Web 2 and Web 3, kind of their strengths and weaknesses. And that's what our business development feedback had yielded, kind of the opportunities and what users were most interested in. And I think it speaks for itself, because we were able to go and get 3,500 top Web3 freelancers from these platforms that weren't necessarily willing to be able to join other ones.
And I just
But
like
happy
to
to
add,
go into that.
Got it. Thank you. Thanks.
And just to add one thing to that too, so you know too, is the other big thing is honestly the digital portfolio, because one of the biggest feedbacks we've got from freelancers, especially the 3,500 that we've already got nice communication with, was they had a hard time starting off on a new platform because they didn't want to have to start from square one again. So if you're already a top rated person on an Upwork or a Fiverr, they didn't really see the benefit of coming over to a new platform. So that's where we devised a digital portfolio where they'll be able to bring their information with them, and they'd be able to start off with a higher reputation score than they would be if you came to the platform, fresh with no work history.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew, for the question. And thank you, Ryan and Brett, for your answers. Great job. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's move on. And right now, I want to invite to pitch the startup Qualoo. Are you ready, guys? Who will be pitching today from your team? Brian.
Yeah,
right?
we're ready. I'll kick off, and Keith will also join in as well.
Okay, good. So you will also play team game. Yeah, we see your
Exactly. Yeah, we're all
presentation.
about collaboration.
We see your presentation. The microphone.
Okay,
is
great.
yours. Yeah.
Great, thank you. So hi, I'm Brian Lavery. I'm the CEO of Qualoo, and also Keith, the founder and CTO, will be joining me. And Qualoo, what we do is we leverage decentralized infrastructure in order to fix the problems with the internet. And by doing this, we allow users to earn rewards. And so the internet, in reality, the internet is critical for society. You know, $7 trillion of services will be delivered online in 2032, but the internet was never designed for this size of capacity. You know, they didn't imagine it would become so big. So there's the problems that occur. Downtime costs companies a lot of money, $500,000 per hour. Frustration is also very high for individuals, including some of the people on this call. We've already witnessed a number of internet issues in the sort of hour, 35 minutes that we've been speaking. And the industry that sort of runs the internet, the telecommunications industry, is facing a lot of pressure. So customers are very unhappy, investors are very unsatisfied as returns have been low, and governments are putting pressure on them because they want them to deliver higher quality services to more people, but at, for free. The governments don't want to pay the cost. And really, providers rely on each other, and that's one of the problems. So this conference call that we're organizing, there's going to be hundreds of ISPs that are involved. And so when one of us has an issue, it often happens to one person at a time, and you don't know where the issue comes from. But the problem is that neither does your ISP. And so that's the problem that Qualoo is trying to solve. And so at Qualoo, what we do is our decentralized network generates data and insights that's worth millions to ISPs and other clients. And so a user to set up on the network will install our app and register, or they'll buy a device from Qualoo that they attach to the router. And then when it's set up, the users or the device, the node, is automatically submitting results every 15 minutes. And we use that data and we generate insights that we sell and display to clients. Clients will then pay us in fiat, and we use a percentage of the revenue that we receive, and we purchase QXT tokens, our native token, on the secondary market. We distribute these rewards to the ecosystem in a number of ways, including staking rewards, test rewards, and we'll also burn some tokens. And we have a variety of token utilities, including that we are going to develop services specifically for these individuals who are running the nodes in order to keep them more engaged and give them benefit beyond the token. And so I'll pass it to Keith to talk about a use case of work that we've done.
Yeah, so in this example, we show that, Qualoo network is not just another pipe dream. Its power was already recently seen in a recent audit we did in Brunei that was funded by the telecom regulator with support from, e-sport groups and consumer groups who were frustrated with, worsening internet performance over the last year. So we utilized a network of 50 Qualoo nodes, like an early version of them that perform tests, not within a narrow focus of an ISP, but in line with the needs of a connected global society, So we have a much more wider view, and our analytics can see problems much more clearly. And during this audit, we actually solved major systemic problems with the national broadband infrastructure that was impacting the users in Brunei for years. And the cost of failure associated with these kind of issues is millions of dollars, not just for the ISP direct, but also like businesses and end users who rely on this every day of their lives. Okay, Brian, back to you.
Thank you. Okay, so our team is the right team to deliver on this project because Keith has decades of experience fixing large internet issues for clients globally. And the rest of us have the right business and technical skills to deliver a product that will meet the needs of clients. And our revenue model, it's going to initially be based on 2 products. So we'll have the data product, the raw test data, which will be sold to clients who are more analytical, or teams within clients who want to focus on the analytics themselves. And then we have Qualoo Insights, which is a very user-friendly dashboard, for non-technical people as well, where we'll have the dashboard configured for the client segment that we'll use it for. So an ISP could be using it to detect and resolve internet issues. And then our subscription model for these large clients to begin with, the large ISPs and regulators who are our focus, will be priced at up to $1 million per annum. And we have onboarded our first clients in the ASEAN region, and those are regulators who will be doing proof of concept like projects using the Qualoo approach and our test node system, including the case study that Keith talked through a few pages back. So the decentralized approach, our approach of having a decentralized network, gives us a number of benefits over competitors. Two that I would call out is that our data is much better to identify and address internet performance issues. We have total visibility, global visibility, and are able to identify the problems that our competitors would not be able to. And our data can be used for a much broader range of use cases than our competitors. And so this leads us to really our vision, where, in the end goal for us is a global network where the nodes are being run by not just individuals, but also enterprises. And, the network is a global asset. We are harvesting data from it, which we use to serve numerous client segments and numerous use cases within those clients. And we see this leading to a reduction of over 25% in industry OpEx for telecommunications, while improving customer experience much greatly. And so our project roadmap, we think of it in three main phases over the next 3 years. So the first year is really about building out the product MVPs, developing the global community, and then our sales team will begin to focus on B2B client sales in the ASEAN region. Our second year is really about upgrading the products, introducing additional features, and then scaling up the sales team to increase the revenue generation, again, primarily in ASEAN. And the third year is about expansion. So new client segments, greater regional expansion, and also different types of products beyond the core two. And so we are a two-sided marketplace. And so we've considered our go-to-market strategy differently on sort of the test network side or supply of data, and our client side, which is demand. And on our test network side, we've really focused, we think the niche and sweet spot for us will be on more technical and internet-focused partnerships. So infra crypto projects, partnerships with universities, and also NGOs with internet and inclusivity type mandates, as well as we want to use the token sale to give a boost to our network and the devices and the test nodes being sold. And on the client side, we'll initially focus on region where we have the greatest network coverage and can provide the greatest value to clients. And then it's really about bringing in advisors to open doors, and then bringing on the right sales team and scaling them up in order to close the right deals. And then our tokenomics, I won't go into, but we've designed these to support our roadmap and business model. And what we're seeking is $1.8 million for a token to support the year one roadmap activities at this point. And that includes the product side, marketing community, and then our sales team, as well as some additional costs. And with that, very happy to take any questions, and thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Brian. Thank you, Keith. It was a great presentation, and I see your updated design, which is also looks very, very good. Isa, do you have questions to Qualoo team? You faced internet problems today, and they promised to solve this issue.
Yeah, so hopefully they can solve it. I have a question. Do you need a license to, if you want to run the network in a specific country or area?
No, if you refer to the device and distributing the device overseas, I think we're protected by, I think it's international private law, where our T&Cs will be based in the country which we incorporate, likely Dubai or Singapore, and then we'll just use those T&Cs in sort of most countries will accept those for our usage.
So what is your current user base?
On the test node side or on the sort of the client side?
Test node side.
Our test node is on a number of projects that we've been doing in ASEAN. Keith, do you want to talk about those specifics?
Yeah, I mean, we've just basically developed, with a few of our initial relationships, small deployments in Brunei and Thailand, and we've built probably about 100 devices currently where we're just testing and getting the use case. But the real kind of scale out will be, once we develop everything in-house, we optimize a lot of the way the tests are run, and basically set up the nodes to the decentralized model with the rewards, incentives for end users.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Isa.
Thank you.
Aaron, do you have questions?
Yeah, one question of mine just around the partnerships you have and what, I would have guessed going into this that like a lot of the bigger telecom players probably wouldn't want something like this. It creates like a level of transparency that maybe they wouldn't want out there. How are like the current partnerships structured? Like what do you think is the key mechanism to like continue to incentivize their involvement moving forward?
By partnerships, do you mean, so I think our partnerships have been focused on how we, sales partnerships to help us penetrate clients. But if you mean onto the client demand side, I think what we're aiming to do is that when we develop this test network, we'll have such insightful data on their network and their performance that they don't have themselves. And then the idea is that we'll have such a strong proposition when we go to them. We'll be able to tell them that we spot an issue in your network in this region, and it's happening at these times of the day, and we'll be able to give them insights that we believe means that they'll have to, even though they do not like the transparency, they'll have to use this because we'll be able to reduce OpEx like so highly for these clients. And they already do employ solutions. Like they spend, like ISPs, they do spend a lot on analytics for their network, but they tend to, so far, most of the solutions that they're using are more, the data is done, it's done on a project by project basis, and the data that is collected is owned by the ISP and shared with the analytics firm. That makes sense. And Keith, I don't know if you want to add anything there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's we're going to be solving such a burden for the ISPs because one, the ISPs don't want to be wasting their time trying to, diagnose problems in the network. The engineering costs are a huge overhead, and in virtually all the instances, we'll be able to instantly diagnose problems, keep the customers informed of where they're originating from, and for as many times that an ISP is at fault, they're not at fault, and we'll be protecting them in those cases. And in many instances, we'll be actually changing a fault into a sale for them, which was even more benefit for them. And the transparency just comes with everyone now in the industry is trying to discuss how to solve these problems. We've got all these growing demands. We need to have a user-based network, and the ISPs aren't responsible for that. They're only responsible for delivering a small part of the network, basically a pipe to your house. So this, the way that we've designed this network is to basically take ownership of the internet led by the community and solve a lot of those systemic issues while also generating, not just benefits for billions of users, but also rewards for them as well.
Okay. Aaron, is it satisfying answer?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Ankur, would you like to have any questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Always. Maybe kind of play along with the same vein that you're talking about now. Really, what's the long-term vision for you guys? Is that everything would go exactly as planned? Where do you guys see yourself?
Yeah, so I think for us, like if we were to think and map out a 10-year journey, it's building the network, and we'd like to go global as soon as possible. So I think it's accelerate that as quickly, and within, that's a 3-year or 4-year journey potentially. But then on the demand side, we'll probably build out a bit more region by region, ASEAN first, and probably then later we'll either learn in the first 2 years that it's really a solution that's more suited for developed markets where problems are much bigger in terms of internet issues, or maybe it's a solution that also can work in the more developed markets because there's a lot more money perhaps with the ISPs. And then it's also building out other client segments beyond ISPs, beyond year 3. And I think year 1 and 2 will be ISPs and regulators. Then we'll begin to move into the enterprises running on networks. We also have OTT providers, infrastructure owners. Yeah, there's really quite a SMEs, and consumers could also be potential clients if we get the data to work in the right way. And then I think once the network becomes very large, you can imagine in reality we have thousands of people's, running SBCs, which is quite a powerful device that we were able to, use to run tests. There's, other use cases that we think will be possible once we build up the network. It becomes an asset that we can use in other ways that we haven't thought of now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ankur, and thank you, Brian and Kate, for your presentation. I think we can move on, and I want to invite Lisa, our only female founder today from Mindstreamers Metaverse. Lisa, are you ready to pitch?
Yeah, sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, we see your screen. All is good. You can start.
Amazing. Great. So hi together, I'm Lisa. I'm CEO and founder of Mindstreamers, and Mindstreamers is a metaverse marketplace to create, sell, and buy personal development products in virtual reality. And our target market is the personal development industry, which is projected to grow nearly by 52%, reaching 76 billion by 2030. And as part of our strategic expansion plan, we aim to enter the e-learning market and the corporate training sector at a later stage. The key factors that are driving the personal development market growth are the growing need among employees to meet the company's expectation and to develop their preferred skills. We made customer development research with hundreds of coaches and learners, and that resulted in developing two typical personas. Online learners struggle with short attention span and memory consumption. Studies prove that passive learning results in a loss of 70% of the gained knowledge, which significantly reduces the efficiency of online learning. Online coaches often struggle with engagement of their learners community and the monetization. They also spend a lot of time for course creation, lacking efficiency and easy to handle tools. And to address all these challenges, we create a metaverse where the user can interact with other learners in gamified live talks and increase the memorization in community games and practice in lifelike simulations. And online learners can now gain up to 50% better knowledge absorption and learn with other people together in a playful approach. Meanwhile, the coaches can now easily attract new customers and reduce churn rate due to better learning experience. With our AI course creation tool, they will also save a lot of time and get better conversions. One of our prototypes we have developed are gamified live talks. Here on the left side, you can see in the first step the content creator that is sharing their knowledge in the metaverse. You can also see here a live chat option to place donations, ask questions, and get a lot of possibilities to actively engage the community. And in the second step, the community of the provider can play mini games together to repeat and train the gained knowledge. In cooperation with Crypto Robotics, we will launch soon the first gamified live talk, the first gamified trading course in the metaverse in a single player version, and let the community test the product. It's also part of our go-to-market strategy because this will allow us to onboard thousands of early users to the Mindstreamers platform that are interested in learning crypto trading. And we can scale it easily as our technology allows us to make customized courses in a super fast and cheap way. We have decided for a commission-based model, generating revenues by a share of all products sold in the Mindstreamers metaverse and also by a share of all donations. Premium subscribers will get access to our AI-powered language translation tools to communicate with the global audience. And our business model will be highly scalable. We will provide suppliers with various game templates for the gamified live talks in which the provider can easily enter their content. And then in the next stage, we will offer a creation tool that providers can, with zero knowledge, create advanced VR simulations in the metaverse. We are currently a team of 7 people. I myself have a strong background in sales. I was self-employed in sales for the past 6 years, and I have trained several people in cold calling at the doorstep. And over the years, I attended many seminars and expanded my network in the coaching industry. My co-founder Matthias brings in the expertise in project management and the enthusiasm for gaming, and more about the team I would like to share in a follow-up call. We aim to get 5,000 provider leads on our waiting list and onboard 500 suppliers by the end of 2023, which will result in about 50,000 new users on the Mindstreamers platform. We will reach this by partnering with coaching communities, speaker societies, and companies that train and educate coaches. Then we are targeting providers and also users to join our waiting list for the beta version, and we will launch a referral and ambassador program. Last week, we have just started to build up our community, and we have already 500 new community members, and we have noticed that we have a growing number of referrals. Our competitor analysis show that we have indirect competition in Web 2 and in Web 3, which proves that there is a huge potential and there is a huge demand, and the competitors do not yet efficiently address the problems that Mindstreamers is solving. Our token is deeply embedded into the Mindstreamers ecosystem. We have chosen for a learn-to-earn model where the users that own an NFT are rewarded for their learning progress. And the token is also considered means of payment in the metaverse alongside fiat currency. And we will automatically buy tokens from the fiat revenues. We have ensured that our token matrix is balanced with our business model and focused on simulating buying pressure. Then just a quick look at our roadmap. Currently, we are here in the phase of testing the prototypes. After that, we will develop our multiplayer and make the metaverse available for the masses. And in Q4, we will release our beta version and expect to have 50K community of learners and coaches by that time. And then at the beginning of 2024, we planned our TGE and the monetization launch. We seek to raise 700,000 in this round. The investment structure will be the Streamers token and 10% equity. With the funding of the seed round, we want to build our multiplayer and we want to use it for marketing to make the metaverse available for the masses. Thanks a lot for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. It was a great presentation, and I know how hard you are preparing for it, same as other founders here today. And I want to ask Dr. Ankur. I remember that in the London Real Ventures ecosystem, you also have some online university or online courses, right? That you are leading together with your partner. So probably Mindstreamers concept can be extra appealing for you or not. So what is your feedback?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And first of all, thanks for the presentation. We need more female founders. So good to have you here. That's great. Question for you is in terms of hosting and, in terms of, are there any limitations of the number of participants you can have in one session? So is there an issue if someone were to have 500 students or 1,000 students, or is there a limitation like that?
No. So it's completely scalable. So for the multiplayer development, it doesn't make a difference if you have 2 or 500 or 5,000 people in one room.
Okay. And is it more one-sided where someone is talking to the audience and that's it, you're consuming the content, or is there interaction available between the speaker as well as the audience?
So we try to make it much more interactional. So from the live talk, the first product we are creating are the gamified live talks. And then you have also a chat window. Let me show it to you on the presentation here. Then you have also a chat window where the people can ask questions, and the speaker can also really engage the community. Then they can give out emotes for good questions and reward them for being a good student, and place donations and really engage them. But in the second step, I think I mentioned this here. So when we are making our creation tool for the coaches, then it's really interactive. So the plan is that the coaches can really easily, with zero knowledge, just per drag and drop, build their VR course. So we have created one prototype for a sales training simulator at the doorstep. I think I mentioned before that I was in door-to-door sales and trained people there. And I made the experience that especially when you want to onboard new employees and people are doing something super new, it can be hard to train something really in real life. I remember my first door and I was super, super nervous. And I'm sure when you are able to practice in VR, in a virtual environment, then you can be much more secure before you like go on the street and then prove your knowledge later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your question. And Isa from MEXC, do you have questions?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to the beta test because I really want to like try it myself.
That is cool. So Lisa, at least you have one potential user here for your platform. Yeah, thank you, Lisa.
It will be really fun.
Indeed. And Aaron, do you have questions?
Yeah, I suppose as you think about like the narrowest first use case, like as you start to launch this, like where are you going to be most focused from that sense?
Yeah, so with our first launch, we will definitely focus about the point that the people are getting really interacted engaged in the live talks, because we see that in online courses you are just a passive student, and because of that you are missing a lot of information. You are not able to memorize it later, and that's really the point that we want to solve. And after the live talks, the people are able, or the people from the community, from the speaker or coach, are able to go together into mini games to practice the game knowledge. And for that we can what's the English word? We can better the memorization up to 50% with just bringing the people to train and to engage and to interact.
Does it answer your question, Aaron?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Lisa. You can stop your screen share now, and the remaining questions you can go on with the follow-up calls. Yep. And the last but not least for today, we have Juan Vivas from Pixpel. So Juan, are you ready to pitch?
Yes, of course. Give me a moment, please.
Sure. Start your screen share, please. Yeah, something is starting. We see it right now. All is good. So the microphone is yours. Welcome.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to show you Pixpel. Pixpel, born from a rug pull on NFT gamings in 2019 and 2021. We suffered several rug pulls, so that's why we're here. We're here solving a problem of billions of dollars, where gamers are not being understand about the situation, about what is happening, and Pixpel is addressing that problems. But how we're addressing that problem, understanding that it's not just about $1 billion problem, but it's also about a bunch of services that we need as a gamer, such as gaming wallets, such as Launchpad just for games, specialized services just for the gamers and also for the developers. We start doing a platform that will not just push the future of gaming, which is Web3 gaming, but also will give a certain and regulation to this amazing new invention, which are the NFTs. And related with the games, it will be something marvelous. So what is the solution? Basically, we are creating a platform that offers insurance for the players when they buy the NFT developers. But it's not just that. We offer different services that players need and developers need in order to make the journey of creating and playing the games better. So Pixpel serves as a hub for gamers and developers, because Pixpel is a free joint platform that it will allow either developers and either gamers to create a different account, which are players account and developers account. So those accounts will serve to create the demand and the offers inside the platform. The team that is creating Pixpel is such an amazing team and is well prepared. We have marketers, we have designers, we have specialized on developers, and we know how to make things great because we're a gamer as well, and we know what is to be a good gamer. So we're creating an insurance policy. Insurance policy basically will create an escrow where the price of the NFT that the players pay will get onto the escrow, onto the smart contract, and it will be released after a period of time that agree between developers and players. One of the things that is extremely important that everyone is doing on the field is an NFT marketplace, but our NFT marketplace is designed for gamers because it's not just the insurance policy that we're offering, but also the way that developer is minting the NFT, which will be related to the logistic of the game, such as spells, such as attack, defense, speed, agility, etc. And for the player side, they will see their advance on the platform related to the logistic of the game. Let's say that you have a magician that upgrades the level, and you will see on the NFT that your level is upgraded on the inventory side of the NFT marketplace. DEX and SEX. This is a very important module that we need to offer. Why? Because as a gamer, you need to move the funds from the game to MetaMask and then pull to MetaMask to another platform. And then you have to go to peer-to-peer. So in that withdrawal, in that process, you spend like 10, 15, 20% on fees. And no one is offering that for them. I mean, for gamers, and we are going to offer that. Actually, we have the DEX already finalized. The gaming wallet is something that is mandatory. No one is paying attention to the mobility needs that the players have. No one is paying attention to the needs of having a gaming wallet where the developer can control the withdrawals and where the players know how much they can withdraw. And the best point of this is that they have nothing to spend changing to platform, because beside the gaming wallet, we have a peer-to-peer platform that allow them to exchange the currency freely between peers. So it means that they can do the whole process of withdrawing the tokens, money, value, and everything from Pixpel platform. And of course, the staking is a very important part of games. So all the games live because of staking, the liquidity pools, everything they can create here, and they can offer here on the lobby of the game. The marketplace is a marketplace that EasyByte is not a normal marketplace. EasyByte for players and for developers, where developers create the offer and the players create the demand. So NFTs, Launchpad, any kind of things are being created from the developer side to be purchased or consumed for the players from the player side. Our competitors are actually doing good. They are creating NFT marketplace. Some of them are showing the gains on the NFT marketplace, which is something that is need to be fixed, because when you get into a game, you don't go to a game just because of the price of the NFT. When you get into a game, it's because you like the game, RPG, strategy, etc. So we are doing that, but besides that, we're addressing everything that gamers need, which is the NFT warranty. They can resell the NFTs that they purchase from a game. They can resell to another gamer in the wallet and exchange. How we're going to earn money? Well, with fees, and fees are the most important part of the platform, because fees will provide an honest and a fair way to earn money from our side, and for the players as well. They will be very clear about what they are spending. And the players, if they want to have a high exposure on the platform, they will be able to buy a higher membership that will give them perks and benefits. What is a roadmap? Well, we have the decks ready, decks with the bridges. We have the NFT marketplace. We have ready the launchpad, and we are ongoing with the wallet. So the project is, we plan to launch in October with our MVP, and we will be ready to go by then. So welcome to Pixpel, guys. Any question, please feel free.
Yeah, thank you, Juan. And I want to invite Isa to ask question or give feedback, since you heard that Pixpel combines infrastructure for gaming, plus also DEX and SEX that they are working on. At MEXC, you definitely have huge experience in this sector.
Yeah, which I just want to say myself really need NFT insurance, because I'm just throwing money, so pictures. Yeah, I don't have a question. Which ecosystem or which layer one are you building on?
We're building on Concordium blockchain. We are part of Concordium ecosystem. We earned a grant award from Concordium. We also earned a grant award from Kava. So we're also building on Kava, which is deployed on Ethereum.
Super cool. And how's the markets? I mean, how's the TVL or the gaming market size on Concordium? Yeah.
Well, I think there are different questions. The first one is the gaming market side, which is big, is about $3 billion. I mean, it's not so big compared to the whole crypto side, but it's a niche market that we are addressing because we know that it's a present and it will be the future. Related to the blockchain of Concordium, the blockchain of Concordium is a Denmark blockchain, which is new from 2019. We pick Concordium because they offer a layer ID, and this will help us to implement the insurance policy on the transaction between the players and the developers. If something happens, the layer ID will be there, and they have a dispute, players and developers, they can go to authorities and everything will be there. And if a scam happen, everything, every ID, every information, it will be on Concordium blockchain, and they will provide to authorities if some scam happen.
Juan, you gave a very good reason why you've chosen Concordium, but Isa also asked about TVL of gaming on Concordium, because she wants, I guess, to understand how big is your potential audience there. Or maybe you are going to go cross-chain and then you can increase your outreach. Could you please elaborate on this specific question?
Concordium blockchain so far just have one game, and we plan to go multi-chain. Why we start with Concordium? Because of the layer ID. We're planning to go to another chains that implement the layer ID, which Polygon is one of those chains. Because we cannot go to a blockchain that it doesn't have that layer ID embedded on the blockchain, because otherwise we won't be able to implement regulation on the system.
Mm-hmm. So anything compatible with the layer ID, you will go further and implement, as you mentioned, Polygon and other popular chains, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Isa, do you have other questions?
Yeah, how's the evaluation looks like?
Well, we start with a token valuation of 0.05 token sale. We wish we can have a talk because we plan to do a private funding round, but it's about 20 million our valuation.
Thank you, Juan.
Welcome.
Thank you, Isa. Very good questions. Dr. Ankor, I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but please go on with your questions.
Maybe a long time ago I was, but I do love the gaming sector. So question for you is that this was all born out of a rug pull that happened. So what is the criteria that you have when connecting your players to games on the gaming side?
when this happened, I sold one car because I loved this game. The game was a crypto plane, and I sold one car to get onto that because I love it. So I played that game for 3 months, and all of a sudden, those guys just disappear. They just disappear. So they stop giving maintenance to the game. So as a player, I feel so bad, and my business partner, he spent much more money. We feel so bad because the game was good, the dynamic, the logistic, everything was amazing, and you know, we just have NFT that worth nothing, you know, just a picture on the blockchain. That's it. So we implement the insurance because this will put like a belt to the developer. The developer will feel pushed to keep maintaining that game, because at the end of the escrow, at the end of the smart contract, they will get the funds of the NFT. So if you play a game, if you play a play to earn or a play and earn game, you expect to earn something. It's different than the play for fun. And when you expect to earn something, you know that in a period of time, you will get at least the money back of that game if you play constantly. So the escrow is created to finalize in a period of time where the player can play enough to get at least the money back and have fun. So that's the main reason of the escrow creation and the time.
Okay, so you don't have something where the game needs to be in existence for a certain amount of time so that you have a good idea that NFT will still be there after 3 months, or is that insurance there for the new games that come out?
The game, when the game engage on an insurance policy, it will get a part of the insurance fee. So this will be another income for them. So that will encourage the game to stay offering NFTs and stay providing service and being there with the developer. The thing is that normally on 2019 and 2020, games are being created just to scam. So they sell the NFT and they get an amount of money and they just run. So in this case, in Pixpel Insurance, they will sell the NFT. They will have to wait a certain amount of time. And these 3 months, it can be extended. This period can be extended. It means that if the player likes the game, they can pay for another 3 months. They can pay for another 3 months. They can pay for another 3 months. The game will have an extra income of funds, and it will maintain the NFT. So he will have the price of the NFT when they sell the NFT, and will also have an extra income, which is related to the fee of the insurance extension.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, that is good. And I also have a few questions for you, Juan, in the chat from investors who are watching us on YouTube. One of them, how the insurance works, but I think you already answered it just right now, elaborating on Ankur's question. Then, how do you make... Yeah, what is the oracle Pixpel is using to aggregate NFT information from the connected games via app?
This is all on the back end. NFTs are created from a blockchain. NFT have a metadata. That metadata, you can write an example, attack speed on the metadata of the NFT on the blockchain. But this will have a transaction cost. So in order to lower the transaction cost, we do on the back end. So as long as the NFT is in our ecosystem, is on Pixpel, it will be on the back end. When the NFT is out of Pixpel ecosystem, this amount of attack or speed or whatever metadata is related to the game it will go to the blockchain as a transaction, and it will be there reading on the NFT. The thing of the NFT connection between Pixpel and between the game is a module that it will allow to change. I mean, it's a very simple module that will allow to change information between two platforms that is all on the back end side. This will make it easier and cheaper to exchange information. And when the NFT is going out of Pixpel, it will go directly to the blockchain and the information will be there.
That's a good reply. Thank you, Juan. And the last question I will drop here from the chat is about integration with other protocols. You already replied to Isa that you are planning to go multi-chain. But here we have specific question about Solana. Do you have any plans for integration with Solana, since there are a lot of GameFi projects built on this chain?
Oh, how to say that? Solana is a very bad chain, honestly. Solana need to improve their services, to be honest, and games can change to another blockchain easily. There is no problem for them to change for a blockchain because you just mint on the blockchain and that's it. Actually, we don't have planned to go to Solana, but let's see if they improve the service and we will.
Well, that's very fair and straightforward answer. Thank you very much, Juan. And you can stop your screen share right now. And yeah, I think we are done for today. And first of all, I want to thank investors here who were patient and contributed till the very, very end. Thanks a lot, Ankur, Isa, and others. And we will follow up with you at the first priority, of course. You will have access to all startup profiles with pitch decks and information about each startup presenting here today. And we will appreciate your feedback. And if you want to talk to any founders from today privately afterwards, we are happy to connect you. Same for investors who are watching us in LinkedIn and YouTube. Guys, reach out to InnMind team. Tell us what startups you would like to connect to, and we will gladly introduce you directly to follow up regarding the round details and all other questions. And for founders, guys, you made an amazing job today, each of you, and I'm so proud and happy for you to see such a progress between the first day 3 months ago when you pitched on the very, very first session and today. I wish Ankur, Isa, and others could see it by themselves through the development, how fast you grew and progressed. It's really impressive, and kudos to you. You made an amazing job, and it's just the start. Yeah, as I said, the priority today, we follow up with investors from the Zoom. Tomorrow we will start following up with investors, active investors in the whole InnMind ecosystem, hundreds of crypto VC funds and syndicates and individuals. And I hope you will have a lot of meetings with VCs where you will also get more and more confident and finally find your smart, experienced, and supportive VC investors in your journey. So thanks a lot to everyone. And welcome to the new part of your journey, active fundraising phase. And thanks a lot, everyone, for staying with us today. Take care and have a wonderful
everybody.
And
see you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Cheers,
Bye-bye.
guys. Cheers.